So in this video, I'm going to talk about Team Envy and how to make their roster competitive for Call of Duty Championships this year, and also for the Season 1 League. So with this roster of Merc, Nameless, JCap, and Clayster, you would think that this team is, automatically, like I said in my other videos, a top 3 squad. Everyone on this team has won multiple championships, so there's no reason that, they can't, perform to the full potential that this roster can be. So, with the two disappointing placings at Columbus and Orlando, Envy feels like a team change is needed. So, all the rumors and what Twitter is saying is that Merc is the only one left on Envy. So, pretty much Envy has dropped their whole entire roster except for Merc. So pretty much, like I said, this is all rumors. No one has confirmed this except for a little speculation, on their streams and whatnot. So, anyway, for the Season 1 League, the rules are you have to keep two players. You have to keep two players from the original roster. So, pretty much NV can only drop two, and they have to keep two. So, here's another thing is the Call of Duty Championships roster can be completely different. So let's just say NV can keep this roster with Nameless and JCap in them, and have a completely different roster to compete at Call of Duty Championships. So you can have two completely different rosters, one for the league and then one for champs, which I think that's pretty stupid. I'm not sure if Merc and the Envy organization wants to do that. So my honest opinion, they got to do some trades. So you got to keep someone on this roster. Who do you keep? Obviously, JCap has to get the boot. His performance for the last 4 or 5 events has been awful. So yeah, you want to kick JCap and then trade Clayster. Out of everyone on this team that you can trade, Clayster is probably the high, the high talent player that could be traded. So you keep Nameless. So now you want to do some trades. You want to bring Parasite aboard, and this is why I say Parasite. You need someone with strategy. Someone who knows how to win. Someone with smarts in this game. If that makes any sense. Obviously, Aches is number 1 on that list. Can Envy get Aches? Well, the FaZe organization is already having problems with Aches, so that makes Aches more tradable. Who do you trade for Aches? You trade Clayster because he's the best, person on Envy that can be traded. Well, Clayster and Aches, will that trade be, confirmed? Probably not. That trade would probably not happen because the way Clayster plays this game, he plays a little slow, kind of like what he did in Black Ops 2, which he has to switch it up. It's probably why he's not doing too well with his Envy team. So I don't think that FaZe would take Clayster for Eggs. So that leaves Parasite, number 2 on the list. The best next thing. Even though Parasite can be a little whiny ass mother, whatever. His attitude is just awful. But he knows, you cannot deny the fact that he knows how to play this game. His S&D strategies are just the best that you can ask for. And I think that's what teams need to build their teams around, is search and destroy, because there's 2 S&Ds in a best of 5. And that would really help you in champs if you could take both S&Ds and maybe take one respawn. So I think that's what Envy needs to get right here. So bringing along Parasite, you can trade. Let's just say they traded JCap for Parasite. So bringing in Parasite would really help out this team in S&D. It would keep Nameless, make him happy, even though he's on Twitter and on his streams and stuff. Nameless says he's a free agent. But I think bringing Parasite along will really help him stay on this team and for Envy to compete in the Season 1 League. And so so now who does Envy need? Envy needs a Slayer, kind of like that formal type of player. So who we have available? Obviously, number 1 on the list is Karma, but I think Karma is pretty much untouchable considering he's on Optic Nation and they don't want to make any moves. So number 2 would be Saints. Can Envy get Saints? So with Parasite on board, you have Clayster to trade. Will the trade Clayster for Saints work out? Probably not. So go ahead and cross Saints off your list. Number 3 on that list is Enable. Now hear me out when I say that. If you guys watch Enable's stream or whatever, you watched him at UMG Orlando, you know that he's good at this game. he has potential to be that top 3 Slayer. That's who I think Envy needs to grab. You know, they obviously an Enable, Clayster trade can really work out. Help out the Justice organization, also help out the Envy organization. And I think what Merc did with Formal back when they picked up, you know, Formal and Ghost. You know, Formal was kind of known as, you know, he can slay, but you know he's not really smart in the game. Whenever Formal joined Envy, Merc taught Formal everything. So they can do the same with Enable. Help him to be that top 3 Slayer. Help him to be that next Formal in this game. And I think this team can really go far. So now with the roster with Merc, Nameless, Parasite, and Enable, I think this team is really good at S&D. Probably with the right practice, probably the best S&D team in the game. Now they did get a little bit worse at Hardpoint, which is okay, and I think they got a little bit better in Uplink and CTF, which is very important. So you kind of like I said, you need to build your teams around S&D for champs. S&Ds are super important, and also if you're able to take one respawn to get to that last map S&D, I think this team can take it every single time. So let me know what you guys think of this roster I just named, what Envy has to do, and kind of like post in the comment section if you don't agree with me, what kind of trades Envy has to do to make this team competitive. I would love to know what you guys have to say, and peace out, guys.